Welcome to the iCater app webinar for today. Today we're going to take a look at Mindomo. I'm not quite sure how you say that. This app right here has got the red icon. This is a free concept mapping tool that allows people that might struggle with getting their thoughts down on paper to be able to organize them a little bit better. So I'm going to go into that and we'll take a look at what Mindomo looks like. Here is an example of an outline that I started doing on the University of Iowa, my go-to example here with mind mapping. I will tell you right off the bat, the nice thing about this is it's free and you can get a nice little mind concept map going here. The downside to this is that there is not a mode to switch and show an outline. So we can see this concept map, we can present on this concept map. We can't go and create an outline from this. So let me start by just going across the buttons here. If we look up at the home button, up at the and we tap that. That's going to show us a couple of different things. We can save our maps to the cloud, and then have different people access them from different places and add and collaborate on them, or locally. Right now, if we look locally, that's got all of the maps that I've done on here saved locally within the iPad. If I go to cloud, it's probably going to ask me to sign in, and I have not created an account here, so I'm not going to be able to do that. But you would sign in with your account, you'd see anything that's been shared with you or that you have access to on that cloud. The next button here is going to add a new page, and then we've got obviously the undo and redo buttons here. If we go all the way over to the other side, this is our button for giving a link. So if we wanted to add a link to this, I'm going to zoom in just to show you what we've got. I've got the University of Iowa, and then over here I've got academics, and I've got some branches off of academics. If I was writing about this, I might write about what goes on socially here. I might write about athletics. You can see I've got some branches off athletics, and I probably want to write about medicine. So to branch off of the main topic and write about medicine, I'm going to tap on my University of Iowa main topic, and then I'm going to go tap on this button that shows a filled in oval and a non-filled-in oval. We'll tap on that, and it's going to add a main topic, and then I can we'll type in medicine here and hit return. Now I'm going to move this as well. I want this up above athletics, so I'm going to just tap and drag, and we'll slide that up above athletics up to this corner. So I want to add to that as well. So if I want to add to what I just put on here, I can tap and I can hit that same button, and it's going to add now this subtopic, and I can put UIHC, that's University of Iowa Hospitals. So now we've got University of Iowa Hospital and Clinics. Maybe I want to add, they just added a clinic in Iowa River Landing. Maybe I want to talk about that too. So I can add another here and put in Iowa River Landing. Okay, so now I've got a couple of things off of medicine as well. If we look here, we press this button, this is going to give us the ability to change different things about our bubbles here. So you can see right now it's on font, so if I want to change the font size, I just drag right here, and you can see down in my University of Iowa box that font got bigger. If I want to change the font color, I tap right there where it says font color, and it shows me this color palette I can choose from. We chose black because we've got gold as a background here for our university. We can choose if this applies to just a branch or to the siblings there as well. And we can also, bold, italicize, underline, strike through, all that stuff. That's on font. If we go to topics, we can change here the background color of the bubble itself. We can change the shape. And there's all the different shapes that we can use. We can change, again, the background topic, or the background color the line color, the line type, the line weight, and apply that to whatever we want. And then boundaries, we don't have access to the boundary right now. You just want the boundary on here to do that. So that's how we'd go through and we change, modify our colors or modify our little boxes here as well. If we look to the next option, that next option is going to show us themes and layouts. So these are the different themes and layouts that we can use. You can see basically what you have is lots of different color combinations throughout this. So I just have a white background right now that I'm using, but we can use lots of different color backgrounds and everything kind of emanates from the center there. And then layout-wise, we can choose layouts from emanating from the center to more of a structured kind of step down, step up, circular. There's lots of different things that we can do with this. That's kind of your bulk of how this looks. Now, if we wanted to, spice things up, you can see I've got pictures in here for football. With athletics, we went to football, basketball, wrestling. Football, we put in the coach, Kirk Ferentz, in the stadium there. We put a picture of the stadium. To add an image to what we're doing here, I'm going to go and select UIHC. And then if we go over to the far side of the screen and we look at kind of what's standard for picture, that little like mountain that you can see in there, and tap on that, that is going to give us options. So we can use our camera, we can pull up images from our iPad, we can use the Mindomo library, or we can search for things on Bing or Flickr. I'm just going to go to my camera images. We'll take a look on what's on the camera roll, and here is a picture of the hospital. So we'll add that, and you can see that goes right into my University of Iowa hospital there to help me visualize this a little bit better. So now we've got this mind map here. We can also add to it, if we look here, that's going to allow us to add notes to whatever we're doing to this mind map. This next option is for adding links, and I've added a link here to the College of Education. If we tap something, we can tap the link, and then we can type in the hyperlink, and now you can see if we zoom in on the College of Ed, there's a little globe there indicating that that's the link button. We can tap on that, and it's going to take us to the link for the College of Ed. Go back to our mind map here. We'll zoom out so we can see it on the kind of larger scale. Another thing that I want to point out here, I'm going to just slide social, let it go a little bit. There might be, sometimes when you're doing these mind maps, there might be relationships, among them as well. So with medicine, there's actually a relationship to the College of Medicine. With social, you're probably going to have a relationship to medicine, or to athletics. So if I tap and hold on social, we're going to get options to copy, paste, delete, or relationship. If I choose relationship, it's going to ask me to tap the related topic. I can tap athletics, and now we're going to see this little red line showing the relationship between these two as well. So we can see that that kind of points back to athletics. So we can do that also with our College of Medicine. Tap on that and hold. We can get a relationship there and show that with medicine. And then we've got this other relation kind of tying that back together as well. So if we zoom out now, you can see we've got a couple different extra relationships added in this. Now just for, again, this is all for getting ideas down on paper in a visual format so you can kind of see how things go together before maybe writing a paper. We can also go to the faces here. That's going to give us different numbers or icons that we might want to use. There's a task list that we can create task information and assign it to different people so that when we share this on the cloud, they see what they need to do. And then that last button here is going to zoom to the center on that for us. So we can also use put this in a presenter mode and show this. But this is the bulk of of Mindomo and how this works. And we do get a nice, smooth-looking concept map here showing the multiple relationships among different areas. Again, the big downside to this is we do not have a means to convert this to an outline format, so we can't show this all in one outline. There is a Mindomo.com. You can go and set up an account there, and that way you can move things back and forth from the iPad to the computer. You can share, you can collaborate, work on different things, and you can do that as well. So that's going to pretty much do it for